podcast, and today we have Miss Jessie Cave with us, who some of you might recognise, or most of you will recognise as the slightly crazy but very cool Lavender Brown from the Harry Potter films.
Yep.
How mad is that? Because that was an open call, wasn't it?
No, well, I always feel really embarrassed when I talk about it in interviews because I didn't go to the open calls.
Okay.
So, yeah, I auditioned before everybody else, really.
Well, then you must have been like extra special effects or thousands of girls. And
They did,
you know
they saw about 8,000 girls. But I had kind of a recall. After my second recall, they said that they were going to do opens, and so I thought there's no chance. And then, like, I had a screen test after that. But yeah, no, they did do open calls.
Wicked.
So it's not like they didn't cheat or anything.
Yeah,
they did do them.
Yeah.
They just didn't find anyone.
Like, that's mental that you were in Harry Potter. Do you know what I mean? It's one of the biggest franchises ever from Britain.
Yeah, and it's done me. It's kind of a dream come true. It's really, I feel really lucky to have been part of that, you know, in any way. So yeah, I'm really, it's a lovely, it was a kind of probably slightly strange first job to have. It wasn't my first job, but it was very early on, and so your standards are quite like different. So I kind of went from that to say something which, you know, had no budget, and you're like, so you do learn to kind of acclimatise.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'll ever experience anything like that again, and I'm fine with that because I've had a little taster. But I'm never going to be treated as nicely ever again.
Was it as magical on set as it is in the film?
Yeah, it's a really amazing atmosphere. Now they're opening it up, aren't they, to
they're like renovating
tours and stuff. So that's lovely that people get to see kind of where it happened and stuff, which is good.
Have you popped over to Harry Potter Land in Florida?
I'm going.
When?
In November. I'm going
nice.
for a celebration of Harry Potter, of all of the Harry Potter films. So lots of cast members are going in November, which should be really fun. And to kind of tie up all the loose ends and just to kind of have a nice farewell to it. It's really great.
What was the best thing about the whole process?
Probably, oh god, just being a fly on the wall, like in such like a big machine of a film, you know, just to see how, I mean, unbelievable amount of employees in the car park, you know. I just don't understand how for 10 years they had a stable job, and so to be a fly on the wall, to see, you know, Michael Gambon getting into work and Jim Broadbent in his makeup chair, and
you learn it from the best of the best, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't really learn anything from them just because those films are so huge, you might never ever see them.
Never interact there.
But just to be a part of that machine was just that was brilliant.
Cool. And then you went on to star in something at the Theatre 503?
No, I went on to a West End job.
West End? Very nice.
Yeah, I did.
What was that?
Arcadia.
Oh, wicked.
I played Thomasina, which was in a lovely big theatre in the West End, and
which one was that?
Duke of York's.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a lovely, lovely experience, and Tom Stoppard was just kind of so inspiring to be around. And his son Ed Stoppard played one of the leads, and so that was a really great learning curve because I'd never done theatre.
What was it like transitioning from screen to?
It's totally different, and I had never trained. I never had any drama school training, so to be on a West End stage, it was so good for me vocally, and I had vocal training, and you know, and I'm now quite kind of, I'm really, when I go to the theatre, I go with different kind of objectives. Now I go and I see, can I hear them? Can I hear them?
Yeah, definitely.
Are they shouting? You know.
Well, you're now in tune, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's
really important. I think if I hadn't have done that, now I've done it kind of a little bit more theatre and stuff. If I hadn't done that kind of, it was just like plunging into the deep end, you know, like kind of a lead role in the West End. If I hadn't have done that, I don't think I would. It really caused me to, like, you know, pull my socks up and to really kind of learn stuff, because if I hadn't, I think I wouldn't be aware of stuff and how important kind of, you know, an actor's grooming is in terms of kind of vocals and posture and behaviour, and I think it was a really good kind of education, really.
Sweet.
You're meant to go from that to Fringe. Again, that was kind of like, wow!
You're keeping yourself on your toes, which is good.
Yeah, and it's so nice because you get a variety of roles in Fringe. Like I played like a teenage mum from a family of dog fighters, and
Yeah.
you know, like that is, I kind of, you know, I'm RP, and I like, you know, I'm seen as like middle class,
Yeah.
and so to go and be able to play a role which was the opposite was so liberating. And
that's what's so lovely about Fringe, that they really take risks.
Yeah, they did. It definitely took a risk on me, and I hopefully it paid off. But yeah, no, that was that. It was on a tiny stage, you know, like a tiny stage, but it was so rewarding, and like more rewarding than anything I've ever done.
Yeah.
and then I went back there this year.
It was really raw. It sounds like it was very strict, very
Yeah, it was
exposing in a good way, I guess.
Yeah, it was totally like I played a mother who was trying to get her baby. She had a very twisted relationship with her father, and it was just so great. It was a really magical experience, and yeah, I won an award for it too, which was like,
nice.
Yeah, which kind of just they Fringe Theatre, the kind of the network. You know, if you do something good, you're
recognised.
Yeah, it's really.
Was it an Off-West End award then?
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, it was really nice. I mean, obviously, it was a public vote, so I mean, it might be.
But even then, that's almost kind of.
Yeah, no,
nice
it was so nice, and it kind of, but it was rewarding anyway, and it was. I went back there this year to do another play, which was great too. So yeah, so it's been, and all of that was through Harry Potter. I mean, obviously, I got the jobs myself, but you know, Harry Potter was such kind of stepping stone.
Great platform.
Yeah, it was really great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some of you might not know, but Jessie over here, you also run a website.
Yeah, I do.
Pindippy.com, is that right?
Yeah, Pindippy.
Talk to me about it, because I checked it out and it's mental.
Oh,
and your doodles are crazy, like Danny
really?
is my favourite, I literally saved that to my desktop.
Oh,
Check it out.
thank you. Oh, thank you. Well, yeah, it's called Pindippy.com, and it's been going since March. I've been working on it though since last October.
Okay.
And kind of I write comedy. That's what I want to do as forever and as a profession.
What kind of form? The screen?
I'm actually writing a sitcom at the moment, but I do. The reason I started Pindippy is because I didn't have an outlet for my short sketches that I had in mind, and it's kind of evolved into this kind of fully functioning like.
Yeah.
I've got an editor, and I have a crew, a film crew, and I have a kind of a pot of actors I go back and forth to, and
this is all off your own back.
Yeah,
amazing.
Everything. Yeah, and I designed it, and because I illustrate as well, and I'm opening up a store actually online in November, which is going to be for prints and t-shirts.
Purchase your illustrations.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And lots of other stuff. But yeah, no, it's very colourful, and it's very. It's a really fun thing to do. I mean, it's a lot of work. It's basically my day job when I'm not working.
Yeah. That's nice. So you have kind of lots of things to do. So you're
I think if I hadn't have done this by now, because I've been doing it now for almost a year, if I hadn't have started Pindippy, I don't know whether I'd still be acting.
Okay.
Just because it's such a difficult profession, and if I didn't have something, now I realise what it's like to have something which is mine and I'm in control.
Which is constant, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's constant. If I didn't have that now, I don't know if I would have. I'm so grateful to have kind of had the opportunity to actually have a website, because I could have put a blog on, I could have just put videos on YouTube, but I'm really glad I went kind of the full hog and I did it professionally and stuff.
Rather than go halfway, you did the whole.
Yeah, I just think it was worth it. It's paying off, and it's doing really, really well, and I'm hoping to get the Flat White series, which is an ongoing series about Tasmanian cousins who are obsessed with coffee, commissioned, which is quite exciting. And it's doing.
I love how your mind works. That's mental.
Well, I'm half Tasmanian, and I'm obsessed, absolutely obsessed with coffee. So it's not really too much of a like.
Not too far away.
No.
What's your other half?
Well, it's kind of like a mishmash of like Welsh and English and Scottish and just random stuff. Yeah, but I've never been to Tasmania, but I just like the accent. But yeah, so Pindippy's basically it's everything to me really, which is great. Cool. But yeah, no, it's definitely totally consuming.
So also, I don't know if a lot of people know, but you're also very into musicals.
Yeah.
Because you do straight theatre and plays.
Yeah.
Would you ever be in a musical?
I would die to be in a musical.
Yeah?
Yeah, I would. I've had
Give a specific one?
Lady Blonde.
Really?
Yeah,
Which role?
Hello.
Yeah.
I would die to be it. She's like, that's probably one of my kind of goals. Yeah, I would love to be do it. It's not that easy. I can do it on my own. I might do a Legally Blonde sketch actually.
Yeah, you should.
And send it to Catherine.
And then get in the hands of Catherine. She's perfect.
But no, it was such an amazing kind of theatre night when I went to see it. I went to see it on the first press night for when Sheridan Smith was in it. And she did it for over a year. And she is so good.
So good.
She's really watchable on stage. You just can't help but kind of watch her. And even, you know, stuff like Gavin and Stacey, you know, you watch her on screen and you
she's magnetic, isn't she?
She's just very down to earth and seems like a nice person, and you want the best for her whenever you watch her. So whatever character she's playing, you invest in her.
It's a hard role to play as well, because Els singing, dancing, just to be funny.
And very, very easily annoying. Could be. And she never was annoying. And
there's that thin line.
Yeah, and it's like Reese Witherspoon in the film, I think, kind of made it such. If she hadn't done the film, Reese, I think it would have flopped. You know, like I think it's all about Elle, really. Like if she's annoying, it would just be abysmal. But it was just so fun. Yeah.
So do you dance as well?
I do dance.
What kind of styles?
Well,
bit of everything.
Yeah, like I did do a phase of like going to Pineapple dance studios and like doing all
Haven't we all?
Yes. Oh my god, it was. I realised I just wasn't meant to be there because oh my god.
It's not for everyone.
When you have to do like the solo like walk down the diagonal room, kind of every time it got to me, I kind of went back the queue. I never ended up doing it. I was so scared.
You've got on the full gear, the sweatpants and the tight lycra.
Floral leotard.
Wow.
It's just awful.
Speaking of which, your style is very funky.
Thank you, says yours.
Where do you like draw your inspiration from?
I don't know. I don't.
Kind of just dress however you feel, or?
Yeah, I do dress. I dress to make me feel certain things.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, like I really, another reason I had to start up in Dippy was because I have literally like a room of clothes which I don't use, and so now I use them all, and I make people dress in just disgusting clothes. But they make me feel happy clothes, so I think, and it definitely. So if I wore just black during the day, I would feel. I would make me feel the same way, so I'd make an effort to dress in something that will make me feel at least better. So even if I'm in a bad mood, I know I'm wearing nice tights.
Cool.
Yeah.
What other things put you in a good mood? Do you like eating?
Well, the thing is, musicals actually do. Yeah,
really?
They really do. And I think if I ever choose to, I go to the theatre a lot because I think it's important and because it's good to be on top of what's going on.
Well, there's so much going on in London.
Yeah,
all the time.
such a
really spoiled.
Yeah, exactly. But musicals definitely do uplift me. And stuff like Priscilla. Like when I went to see Priscilla Queen does it, I felt so happy afterwards. And I think that I think the reason I would love to do a musical is because imagine the endorphins. Like every single night,
you're in a state of elation afterwards.
They must come off stage. Like I went to see Hairspray as well. I remember with Michael Ball back ages ago.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking, he must just have, even though he has to put on that suit, he must be so happy every night when he goes home because the buzz of singing, because it does make you feel happy, doesn't it? Singing. So that's another reason to do it.
And it ends on such a high, especially that musical. Everyone's just always on their feet.
Yeah, it's so nice that, isn't it? It's an inclusive thing going to a musical, whereas you can go to a straight play, and you can feel quite depressed almost when you come out. Well, I have. I went to see a play recently, and I came out, and I was just like, I want to kill myself. It was so bad. It was so bad.
It depends on the message.
And it was so depressing, and it's so badly done. And most musicals, even if it's not a very good musical, you just it's funny.
Yeah.
It can be really funny. And I've never seen a bad musical. Like, I really thought this was really bad.
It's bad, yeah.
Even if it was bad, it was so bad it was funny.
It was laughable.
Yeah, most bad plays are just bad. Just really bad.